What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rashad Buie. Consider hitting that like and subscribe button as I upload videos on a weekly basis covering the hottest topics in sports, especially if it is OU related. This is Ballin' with Buie. Today, once again, the content is OU related, as we're going to kind of dive in and talk about where OU men's basketball stands currently, because there's been a lot of action here in the past couple weeks with retirement, hires, transfers in and out, NBA draft, etc., etc. So let's break it down piece by piece. As we know, Lon Kruger retired March 25th after 10 seasons as the Oklahoma head coach. He went 195 and 128 losses, 195 wins, 128 losses in those 10 seasons. Made 7 NCAA tournament appearances, including 2 Sweet 16 and 1 Final Four in 2016 that we all know about, or the 2 Sweet 16s and a Final Four run in 2016. And then the last couple seasons have not been that great. They haven't been bad. I wouldn't call them bad years, but I also wouldn't call them great either. 2018, he went 20 and 14, 2019, 19 and 12, and 2020, 16 and 11. So, kind of middle of the pack years, 3 years in a row. I think it was kind of time for Lon Kruger to retire. I didn't want to see him fire, but I did think it was time for OU to move on from Lon Kruger. He's done a lot of good for the program, but he's just kind of starting to fall off. I think he's just kind of getting a little out of touch with the game. Anyways, with that being said, shout out to Lon Kruger. New head coach, Porter Moser, coming in from Loyola Chicago. If you haven't heard, he made several runs in the NCAA tournament while at Loyola Chicago. He, I think, is a very good hire. I don't know if there was a better hire out there. Potentially, maybe, but this was a very good hire for OU. He spent 10 seasons at Loyola Chicago, and his last 4 seasons he went 99 and 36, and he had a Final Four run in 2017 that most of us probably know about, and then the Sweet 16 this past season. He's a very good head coach, and a lot of his wins are based off how well he plays defense, or he has his teams playing defense, so I expect that trend to continue at the University of Oklahoma. I expect defense to be his main priority. But we'll see. Now, let's talk about some player updates, because there has been a lot of action with players regarding OU. Austin Reeves decided to enter the NBA draft, which isn't surprising whatsoever. You expected Austin Reeves to leave after he led OU in points and assists, and I believe rebounds too. So you expected him to dip on out. Now, Davion Harmon, I think, is a big surprise. He at first decided to enter the NBA draft, and then he has kind of backtracked and said that he's entering the transfer portal. I'm not really sure why he wants to transfer. I guess he just had a very great connection with Lon Kruger, and he thinks he needs to go somewhere else. But I think he should stay at OU. I don't see any reason that he should leave. But some big schools have been contacting him. He's been contacted by Kentucky, Indiana, Oregon, Texas, and Georgia. So you get big schools reaching out to him. Now, if he goes to Texas, Lord, I don't even want to know what I will have to say if he goes to Texas. But we'll see what happens. He still could come back. Apparently, Moser is trying to build a relationship with Davion to try and get him back. So we'll see what he actually decides to do. Kirk Queth entered the NBA draft, and I don't know if he's going to get drafted. He's have to work real hard to get earn a spot on the NBA team. But good luck to him. Brady Manic decided to enter the transfer portal, and not only did he decide to enter the transfer portal, he is transferring to the University of North Carolina. Now, Brady Manic had a very bad year, in my opinion. He played absolutely terrible last season. He did not produce like he should have produced in points, in rebounds, and on the defensive side of the ball. He did not produce in any aspect. But he's going to North Carolina. He's going to a blue blood. And I don't think Brady Manic can handle playing at North Carolina, to be honest. We will see. I hope he can. I hope he balls out, because you didn't ball out at OU this last year, so I hope you can ball out somewhere. So we will just have to wait and just pay attention to what Brady Manic does next season. Trey Phipps for OU is transferring to ORU, and then Victor Awakafor is transferring to UNLV. Alondis Williams also has entered the transfer portal, but I have not seen a report on where he is transferring. Now, that's all the players going out, so let's talk about the players rolling in. Big transfer pickups for new head coach already. Eastern Washington's Tanner Groves is transferring to OU. He made a name for himself in the NCAA tournament this past season when they Eastern Washington knocked off Kansas. So we'll see if he can put in work here at OU. His brother Jacob Groves is also following him to play at OU. I don't really know much about Jacob, but he's rolling over too. Then we got another pickup from Duke's Jordan Goldwire. He's transferring to OU. He led Duke in assists last season. Duke's head coach just had very good praise for him, so we'll see if he's able to come in and produce and dish out the ball like he was at the University of Duke. And last transfer that I have seen is SMU's Ethan Cargo, I don't really know how to say his last name, but Ethan from SMU. He's transferring to OU. He's originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, this is a lot of action already, and it's been less than a month since this Lon Kruger has retired and the new hire has happened. Been a lot of action, and not that any of it really is bad action. I think it's all good with these transfers coming in. If Davion Harmon did decide to come back, I mean, OU would have a pretty solid team. Under a first-year head coach, I think OU could do some damage potentially. But, you never know. There's still a lot of unanswered questions with recruiting and transfers going in, transfer coming out, etc., etc. So we just have to sit and wait. It's going to be a long off season for OU, I think, but I think it's going to be good. Catch y'all then. Deuces.